Hello everyone, I'm playing No Man's Sky. I'm Guyajil from the Alliance of Galactic Travelers, and this all takes place in Milland, our cool Euclid hub. I'm going to show you how you can farm 10 Stasis Devices per hour, giving you a whopping 180 million credits. And with that, how to harvest a 15,000 gas per hour, 5,000 of each. Everything you see built here is on PC, but all the systems are the same on PlayStation 4, so you will be able to at least use the gas mining addresses I'm showing here. So I've arrived at the base. This is a cool Stasis device farm that I've built, and it's a nice little thing giving you exactly the right amount of plants. But in order to use it, we of course need minerals as well. Because this is a fairly common thing to do, I'm not going to show you the mining process. You can also buy them. We need 1250 of each of these 5 minerals. So here you see we've got them: iridium, emerald, gold, iridium and iron. So also we'll need plutonium to fill the gas harvesters for their next run when we empty them. I'm going to show you how you can constantly make 10 Stasis Devices per hour, so I'm not going to harvest any plants now, as they would have just been harvested if I had just finished my previous run. However, I'm going to get some carbon at the start of the run. All this carbon is needed for the portal gas harvesting process. I called it POGAH. Specifically POGAH 3G for portal gas harvesting with only 3 glyphs. And this is it. I've documented glyphs for 21 systems because you can place only 3 harvesters on a planet and they take an hour to fill. If we want 5,000 of each gas, we'll need 20 harvesters for every type. So that's 7 planets times 3 harvesters. So I got my carbon and now I'm going to start gas harvesting. And I'll start a clock to see how close I can get to doing it in 60 minutes. So I'm going to go in my ship. Of course you could also take your exocraft, but this is a little faster. So I'm going to the portal, place the beacon there, not only to see where it is, but also to save. I like saving a lot, because you never know when it's gonna crash. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'll take my list of systems. I'll take the first portal address from it, and the portal address is 3 zeros, 6 2s, and then 001. So I'm just gonna enter that into the portal and be on my way. At the end of every portal, I've placed 3 atmosphere harvesters. Well, that's a lot because now I've placed 60 atmosphere harvesters. That takes a lot of resources. Well, I've prepared some planets to farm those with another account. So I farmed a lot of fungal mold and mordite, and also of course the frost crystals and solanium that you need. And then I went to a planet where I found a lot of marrow bulb, and in the end I was able to build 60 harvesters. So here we are in the first system, Kamchenkpoch, whatever. Let's look at the harvester. It's completely full. I'll fill it with plutonium and I'll get the radon out. I'll have the counter update and do the same with the others. Oh, I just forgot. And so as you can see, I've updated the counter. So now after the first planet, we've got 750 radon. So from now on, I'll just speed up the warps because, well, you see the clock speeding up with it, so I'm not cheating. But otherwise this video would be an hour long and nobody's going to want to look at that. So maybe even later you want to skip ahead, but I'll show all the bits sped up. So the next planet is going to give nitrogen, if I'm correct, and we'll see the same process happening there. Got my first little bit of nitrogen and the second bit, and now we also have 750 nitrogen. So let's go back and go into the planet that has Sulphurine, the first one. And there we are. The first one with Sulphurine. And 250, 250, and another 250, and then we have our 750 Sulphurine. So you see, this process is going to repeat a lot. So I'm just going to speed it up entirely and not show you all the harvesting at normal speed, because then it would take so much time. But of course, relatively for a video. In game, it all seems like, well, it's a grind maybe, but not as much as some other stuff. So if you know what reward it's going to give you, then it's really, really worth it. So here we are. I'm going to try to craft some stuff out of the carbon I got earlier and the gases. So the gases and the carbon will always give these three things: thermic condensate, ammonium salt, and enriched carbon. So what we're going to do now is craft 6 of each, because that's the amount of gases we got so far. And then if we have 6 of those, we're just gonna combine them already into some nice items that we'll need. These items being semiconductors, and hot ice, and then eventually cryopumps, and superconductors. So now we have 3 of each, and we can continue the gas harvesting process. I'll speed it up again, of course, so you can skip ahead to the next part where I have 3,000 of each. So I'm gonna pause here again, because I've got some more stuff to craft with. And also I just considered that I don't really need to do this, because I could also have freed up a lot of inventory space by already crafting the iridesite that we need. So I'm combining all that again into cryopumps and superconductors and organize it a bit. And now I can show you what I meant. The uranium, magnogold and grantine that we need to make iridesite, we can already make if we just have enough carbon. So what we see here now is that we have enough iridium, but we didn't get enough carbon to make all the minerals. So that's actually a good reason to not do it up front. Unless you want to wait and just gather all these independently, you could also do that, of course. So let's go back to base and to the farm. Actually, our plants would have grown by now. I'm not landing. That means there's a ship coming, so I'll just land at a clear space and use some plutonium to take off. It's not really a bad thing. I'll just go ahead, and now I'm going to get all the plants that I need. I'm going to show you all the harvesting here. It doesn't need a lot of explanation, but we need frost crystal for all the glass we're going to make, and also for the circuit boards. Then we have copperite and some gamma root. And then the last plants that take less than an hour, the star bulbs. And at the end of this biodome, we've got cactuses. I'm going to only harvest these 5 cactuses because the other ones will be there for the next round. I've got another one laid out right there, but I'm not going to use it right now. The last bit I need is the soldanium, which grows in the wild here. Well, it grows outside. I've planted it, of course. And I'll need 1,000 of that. So let's get that. So there we have it. Now all we need is some more carbon. Well, fortunately that grows pretty quickly, so I've got a lot of it in this hallway here. So there we are, and now we're ready to craft our first stasis devices. So let's do it. Here we go. Made some new uranium, and now we're going to go for the first parts. Here's the iridesite I wanted to make. Well, could have done it earlier, as I said. So got 10 iridesite, and now let's see. The first bit we need are heat capacitors. And of course, polyfiber. And to make circuit boards. Of course, these are also quite valuable by themselves, but we need them to make quantum processors. There we go. Well, these are even more valuable, but we're not done yet. So next to the quantum processor and the iridesite, we also need our cryo chambers. So we make glass and lubricant to make living glass, which it also sells for a pretty decent amount. But no, we're not ready. The living glass and the cryo pump together, we can make cryogenic chambers. And now we've got a cryogenic chambers, quantum processors, and iridesite. So these are the 3 ingredients to build stasis devices. So here we go. We'll build 5 stasis devices. And there they are. And you see 90 million units for those 5. I could stop here. I'm just going to show you the rest of the hour. And of course I'm going to show you quickly. I'm going to speed it all up. I'm going to need a little bit more plutonium because I made a mistake. Fortunately, there's a lot of that in this system, so I'm not going to change the clock for this because I would have done it So if you're going to do this, make sure you have enough plutonium to fill all these 63 harvesters. So 63 times 50 means you need a 3150 plutonium. Well, we have it now, so I'm going to show you the rest of the process. It doesn't require lots of comments, and you can also skip it if you want to. You can skip to the end and see how I sell all of these stasis devices and make a lot of profit. So that was it. I have harvested over 5,000 of each type of gas within an hour, and I'm going to go back and craft this all into nice stasis devices. Well, first need the flowers, of course, so I'm gonna harvest those. So here I am, and first I'm going to craft all that gas into a little more compact storage. The thermic condensate, enriched carbon, and ammonium salt. Nine of each, meaning, well, I've got one surplus. So that's kind of weird, but we already knew this, because we are getting more than 5,000 gas every run. So I could just sell these or craft them into something bigger and sell that. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 hot eyes. And 4 semiconductors in order to be able to craft 4 more superconductors and 4 more cryopumps, which means now we have 5 of those 2, and we're gonna get the rest of the plants that we need to craft the stasis devices. Okay, something went wrong here, and I'm guessing that it is due to warp time not counting as playtime, as in the flowers won't grow during warp time. That's the best guess I have right now, because what we see here is that they take 10 more minutes to grow, so that's kind of harsh. I'll check the other plants and it's probably going to show the same. So yeah, well, that is going to take some extra checking. I'll probably show something in the comments, but it won't affect the time so much. And it also all really depends on your computer and the amount of time it actually needs to complete the warp. So for now I'm just going to skip that time. You see, whoop, and there they are. We can harvest them again because they'll spring to life, because they'll be fully grown in a bit. And so, well, if this were to happen, I'm afraid you'd have to wait a little bit for the flower to grow. And you could check how long it is and just go get a drink or something. And there we are. We've got everything harvested, so we should be able to complete our quest. So here we go. We'll craft 5 more heat capacitors, 5 more polyfiber, 5 more circuit boards, and then, of course, we can craft 5 more quantum processors. Well, same thing goes for living glass. We can make 5 glass and 5 lubricant. And then, out of that, we'll make 5 living glass. With the living glass, we can make 5 cryogenic chambers, and here we have it, enough to make 5 more stasis devices. And there they are. We've got 10 stasis devices. I've stopped the clock at little over an hour, so I'm quite pleased with that actually. I'll probably find some ways to enhance this process, but for now I think getting the best possible capital freighter within like a couple of hours is kind of cool already, and it doesn't really need to be exactly under an hour to get 180, but well, I do still like to tweak it. I'm just going to check one little thing that I think might be going wrong because the warp time didn't count. It might also be that the gases have not completely been filling up, so I'm going to check that, and then after that I'll sell these devices. So I'll just go to the first system I visited in my POGAH run to see if that has been completely filled up, which it should have done in an hour, but I think that warp time does not count. Yes, unfortunately this is the case. So that means this amount of planets is not enough to keep doing this over and over for hours. Although you could also use this time to harvest the new minerals and then just keep going. So then it would take a little bit more than an hour, but still make a lot of credits. Talking about credits, let's sell these devices. So, going back to the space station and see what price we can get for them. Any price you get is obviously a lot already. This is a quite fancy system in Milan, so it'll probably give me a pretty okay deal. That being said, I would probably load this save after I've done this for the video, because you actually want to save up a lot of these devices and sell them all at once, because every time you sell to the same terminal or the same alien, the price is going to be a little lower. Here we are. So I'm gonna sell them. I'll just sell the ammonium salt, enriched carbon, and thermic condensate. And well, while I'm at it, I'll just sell the carbon for now, for the effect. And there we go. So you see my units now, 66 million. And I'm selling. And there we go. It's going fast. 244 million. There we go. I almost made 180 million credits in an hour. So, I hope you enjoyed this. And of course, if you want to join us at the Alliance of Galactic Travelers, you're more than welcome. Just sign up. You can join this region. It's on both platforms. So, go to allianceofgalactictravelers.com, join our Facebook group, join our Discord, and we'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.